welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to today's video where you're gonna see me change the glow plugs in the Golf. And because these glow plugs are inside the engine instead of the side of the block like normally they are on diesels, and I'm gonna have to remove the rocker cover. So I just picked up a brand new gasket for the rocker cover because why not? It's a 2007 car, just over 171,000 miles. Might as well just put a new gasket on to make sure there's no leaks after we put everything back. And stay tuned, I'm going to show you how to get to the glow plugs. With the engine warmed up, before we get to the rocker cover, we're going to remove the fuel lines out of the way. There's a couple screws here holding all of them in place. Gonna remove this bracket out of here, which looks like a T30, and then with that out the way, I think we can start taking the bolts, which are T30s. There's 2, 3, 4 here. There's another 4 in the back, and there's one on this side. And then hopefully we can just pull the rocker cover up. And as I said in the intro, we're going to replace the gasket as well, and with this out of the way, we'll be able to access the glow plugs inside the rocker cover. So let's start by removing the fuel lines out of the way. And you need to be careful when you moving these. They move quite freely, but don't put too much pressure on these because obviously they're fuel lines. You just want to create yourself a bit of room to work around. And I'm actually going to take this cover off. It's just a few clips, and it should be another one in the back somewhere. Which I can't find right now, but it should be a clip here somewhere holding it. I really cannot find it. Oh, here, I think I got it. No, I really don't know where it is, but let's see if you can just move this out the way anyway. If you move this a little bit out the way, you'll have enough room to get that bolt and lift the rocker cover. So let's get these loose. And I believe the rocker cover bolts are captive. I don't think you'll be able to remove them, but yeah, these are captive bolts. So you just loosen them and they'll stay on the rocker cover. You cannot take them off. So that, get this bracket as well. There. And it's easy to find where the screws are because the rocker cover has a recess. So as long as you following the recess or putting the screwdriver on the recess, you should be fine getting all screws. Now these are all done. Now for the ones in the back, Actually, there's another bolt here in this bracket. Should be another T30, but of course the screwdriver won't fit back there, so I'll need to get the ratchet for that. Or maybe I can't even see where the screws are back here. Oh, here. That's one. This bracket is right on top of one of the screws. We can squeeze it behind it. Well, once you remove that one screw, there's enough space for the screwdriver, and there's one here on this corner as well. There's two, should be another two here. There's one here under the hose, and you should have another one somewhere here. Now for the last screw here. I think I got it.
Sorry, I don't want to distract you while you're doing that there. I have a wee package here for number 9.
Yeah,
is it okay?
just leave it there, please.
Yes, no problem. Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Alright.
You're number 8, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just let you know you're the wee package of number 8.
No problem.
Yeah,
It's my brother-in-law anyway, so it's alright.
It's right here. It's alright.
Alright, no problem. So now we should be good to lift this. Actually, there's a breather hose here. You squeeze the clamps on each side and you should be able to lift. There we go. You just squeeze the clamps here on the sides and you can lift the hose. Move it out of the way. There's a bunch of hoses here on top, but you need to remove this. Lift this off here, and actually we're gonna need to take this bolt off because this is bolted onto the rocker cover, so we're gonna need to take that off. But let's just try and pry this up. So flat blade, gonna try here in the corner. Yep, that's it. Yeah, rocker cover is free. Just need to get that bolt and then we can remove the rocker cover. So now I got that bolt in the back. We should be good to lift the rocker cover off here. Providing you have enough space to do it. Need to move these hose out the way, and it is catching somewhere still. There's a vacuum line here in the back, but I don't think that's what's holding it. I think one of the screws, it's not pulled out completely, and it feels like the one in the back there. There's still another one. Now, let's see. I mean, feels like it's loose now. Yeah, just need to wiggle it. Get these hoses. Yeah. So we are completely off at this moment. Just need to work around the hoses there. There's another clip here. And now need to release this vacuum line in the back. There's brackets everywhere in this around. So now we just put this vacuum line and voila, we're off. So now let's see. Where are they? Yeah, you have the injectors here next to the cam, and then next to the rockers you can see the plugs going to the injectors. So you'll need to pull the plugs first and then remove the injectors, which should be a 8mm deep socket, and then you fish it with the magnet. So we'll need to get this off now. Using a pair of needle nose pliers, I'm gonna fish for the lid and pull. Make sure you don't squeeze it too hard, just in case you break, just to avoid breaking it. So yeah, once you get it, just rock it side to side and you'll be able to get it unplugged. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. Like I said, 8mm deep socket. Get my magnet, get my little fishy magnet ready so I can fish it from in there. And now we can remove them. Every time I do glow plugs on the car, I always leave it running for 10 minutes more or less, just to get a bit of temperature in them, because that makes it a lot easier to remove these. So before, when you getting the tools ready or whatever you're doing, just let the car run for a little bit and see how easy that was. Just let it run for a little bit before you try to remove it. So that one is loose. Let's go to the next one, which is down there. See, coming out very easy. Make sure your tool is not too big, because my tool is actually hitting the side of the rocker. See, my tool is hitting the side of the rocker because the top part is a bit fatter than the bottom. See what I mean there? Because this part is a bit fatter than that. When the glow plugs are loose, it's actually getting stuck in there. Also 1, 2, there's a third one here. There. One more to go, which is right here. There we go. Again, I need to pull the tool out. Almost. Again, with the pliers, just rock it and pull the tool out. And now with a little magnet, just fish them out. I don't know if all this is oil, but I'm gonna clean it up and double check how bad they were. That one's not loose enough. So that's 4, 2. They're not loose enough. One, and now I need to do number 3. There. So now let's see how bad they were. Yeah, they're very burnt. I mean, this is the engine has already 171,000 miles, and probably this is something that's been overlooked. If you compare them, you'll see they don't look nothing alike. So this should hopefully fix the random engine light that I've been getting, because I reset it, but from time to time it still comes back. But with new glow plugs should be the problem solved. I've got the glow plugs sitting in the holes, and obviously I'm gonna start tightening by hand. Well, with the tool, but by hand, because you cannot reach down there. And then you should be torquing them. They take 80 Newton meters, but I don't have a torque wrench that goes that low, with a setting that low. So just snug them. If you don't have a torque wrench, just a snug will be fine, because you don't want to damage the threads. So it bottomed out, and all you're gonna do is a little snug. There should be plenty. The next one, and you can actually see the glow plug going in, and obviously if it's offering resistance, might be cross threaded, so you need to be careful with that. 2 more to go. There we go, it stopped. Now just snug it. And now the last one. There we go. That's it, all done. Almost all done. Now we need to plug the connectors, and because you don't need to hold it, as long as you align with the top of the glow plug, you can just push it in, and as I said, you can see the glow plug, so you feed it through. Easier said than done actually, because there's not that much space under here. And there. So now just push it in. That's it. Only 3 more to go. It's actually not as easy as I was expecting, so I'm gonna use the needle nose pliers just to guide it in, and I'm gonna push it with my finger. So the lead, and like this, actually I cannot see the glow plug there. There, it's sitting on top of it. Now the other one. There. This one slipped out. There. Double check, they all plugged in, and we're good to go. Now all that's left to do is replace the gasket, as I mentioned, which actually I'm going to do now. And then after replacing the gasket, you'll need to fit it under these hoses, these vacuum hoses, and then don't forget to plug the vacuum hose at the back here, and you should be good to go. So let's get this up here, and we're going to remove this gasket. Also, we're gonna give the surfaces, gonna get the top of the engine and around here a clean. So the gasket just pulls out, and now the new one goes in. There's a channel all around the gasket, the head gasket cover, so you're gonna fit this inside the channel. No, first you're gonna clean the surface. I've got a brake cleaner here, soak the paper, and we're gonna clean the surface. I'm gonna clean away from the engine block so nothing falls inside. And now we can refit the new gasket. As I said, there's a channel all around it. You align the holes with the screws, and then you just go all the way around, fitting this into the channel. Like so. All good. Brand new gasket. Now I need to flip this. No, clean the engine block, the top of the engine. Again, soak the paper with a bit of brake cleaner and go around the top. Need here a little bit in the back, and they are much cleaner. And now we're ready to fit this rocker cover. So it goes like this. Again, you have to fit it around these. I need to move it a bit closer and plug this vacuum line at the back of the rocker cover. You just push it in, and now we can focus on setting this in its place. Be careful not to move the gasket, and work your way around this. Camera died while I was fitting the rocker cover, but you saw me starting to put everything in place. So I think I mentioned about the vacuum line that goes back here. You just push it back in place and it's there secure. Then I snug the bolts all around the gasket, the rocker cover I mean, and then went around a second time and tightened it. They should be tied to just 10 Newton meters. Again, if you just snug it, should be fine. And now what I have left to do is to put the screws that holds the fuel lines back in place. This I can just clip it back in place straight away. like you just push on the metal clip. So that's done. So just need to put these screws, tighten those two, and we're good. The job will be complete. So tighten this bracket, the two screws left. So that's it. Now in the back I'm gonna use the T30 bit. You can do it by hand just. Now with the ratchet I'm just gonna snug it in there so it doesn't come loose with vibrations. Done. And now the two screws for the fuel lines. So now, because oil dripped a little bit, just brake clean it and wipe it down. There and here. And the job is officially done. Now going for a quick start. But then again I never had problems starting it. It was just an engine light from time to time. And also I need to pick you guys' brain, because I've got the fog light out from since I got the dash cam installed. Now the fog light was working when I got the car. It was just after I fitted the dash cam front and rear that stopped working. I've checked bulb, I've checked wiring, I've checked fuse, and let me just turn this off. I've checked everything and I can't seem to find what the problem is. All I know is the fog light's not working anymore, and I've got that annoying bulb out warning in the dash. I've also tried unplugging the dash cam so there's no current or interference or whatever going through the wiring. So let me know, what should I be looking for, because this thing is driving me mad now. I need to get this light working to get rid of that warning, and I really don't know what to look for anymore. So let me know what I should be looking for. That is it for today's video. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you think you could do this job yourself. I know it was very easy, but not everybody's mechanically inclined, so let me know if you would do this yourself. And it looks like we're just about beating the rain, so perfect timing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to click like and subscribe.